Welcome. In the previous lesson, we examined control, the visible attempt to regain influence when something feels unstable. But control is not the only reaction. There is another shift that happens quietly and far more often. Instead of controlling, people adjust. They align. They agree. And they believe they are freely choosing. That assumption is where we begin today. You believe you are choosing how to respond, how to act, how to participate. Yet most interactions already have direction before you even speak. So here is the essential question guiding this lesson. Whose rules are you actually playing by? Consider something simple. A friend suggests a meeting time. It is not ideal for you, but you say yes. A colleague proposes an approach. You hesitate internally, but you go along. A partner sets the tone of conversation, serious, distant, playful, and you adjust to match it. Nothing dramatic happened, no argument, no pressure, but direction was established. And once direction is established, everything that follows moves inside it. The explanation feels harmless. I'm flexible. It's not important. It's easier this way. And sometimes that is true, but sometimes something deeper is operating. Following is easier than defining. Agreeing is easier than risking disagreement. Letting someone else set direction removes the tension of standing alone. And slowly, without force, one person's preferences become the default. Now look closer. Who usually sets when things happen? Who determines how often you communicate? Who decides what counts as too much or not enough? Who defines what is reasonable behavior? These are not dramatic confrontations. They are subtle calibrations. But repetition matters. Over time, one person's frame becomes the reference point, and the other operates inside it. Now notice something sharper. Two people suggest an idea. When one speaks, the room adjusts automatically. When the other speaks, discussion begins. Same behavior, different reception. In dating, one person suggests meeting late, and it is accepted. Another suggests the same, and it feels unreasonable. Same proposal, different position. Not because the rule changed, because the frame changed. Here is where it tightens. When you repeatedly adapt, your preferences become quieter. Not because they disappear, but because they stop leading. The available options begin to narrow to what someone else has already defined as acceptable. You may still feel you are choosing, but you are choosing from inside boundaries you did not set. And position shifts. Not loudly, quietly. Now we name it. Every interaction operates inside a frame. A frame defines what is normal, expected, acceptable, and important. Whoever defines that frame shapes the meaning of what is happening. When you step into someone else's frame without noticing, you begin playing by their rules. That does not mean you are weak. It means influence is already positioned. And position determines whose rules feel natural and whose feel negotiable. So return to the essential question. Whose rules are you actually playing by? When you agree quickly, adjust tone, accept definitions, or operate inside someone else's direction, is that fully your decision? Or are you already inside their frame? You may believe you are making independent choices, but if the available options were already defined by someone else, how independent were they? That is the uncomfortable realization. This is not about confrontation. It is about awareness. Over the next few days, observe carefully. In conversations, meetings, friendships, relationships, who defines what is normal and who adjusts? Have you noticed situations where one person's expectations quietly became the standard while others adapted? Why do you think that happened? You can draw from work, education, public figures, films, or simple observation. Share your thoughts in the comments below. There is no right or wrong answer, because power rarely announces itself. It settles into whoever defines the frame. And once you begin noticing it, you start seeing it everywhere.